I'm Brad Nolan here for the 4th Annual National Night Out with Zev Yaroslavsky. Did I say that right?
You said it right.
And you're on the County Board of Supervisors for the 3rd District?
That's correct.
What does that even mean?
Well, the Board of Supervisors is the governing body of the County of Los Angeles. The County of Los Angeles is the biggest county in the country. 10 million people, a budget of $23 billion, almost 100,000 employees, covering things from sheriff to county fire to welfare, child welfare, health, mental health, the arts, the County Art Museum, the Arboretum, the Music Center, the Hollywood Bowl. I mean, it's a big operation, and we're the governing body.
How's that different from the City Council?
Well, the Board of Supervisors is a much more executive, administrative kind of a body, less legislative and more administrative and executive. We have no elected executive in the county under the county charter, and the Board of Supervisors is the ultimate authority or governing authority for the county. We have 5 members, 5 districts, each equal in population one of the other, which means in a 10 million person district, each of us represents 2 million people. So it's one of the largest local government jobs in the country after Mayor of New York and Mayor of Chicago.
And what area does the 3rd District cover?
3rd District covers the western part of Los Angeles County, everything from Atwater west to the ocean, roughly from Pico south all the way to the northern part of the San Fernando Valley, and then across the San Fernando Valley all the way to the Ventura County line. So we have communities like Malibu and Santa Monica, a big chunk of the city of Los Angeles, Beverly Hills, West Hollywood, city of San Fernando, most of the San Fernando Valley. It's a huge district.
Now, there's been a buzzword that was used recently here in Los Angeles, Carmageddon. I'm to understand that you actually invented the phrase.
I didn't invent it, but I made it famous. Somebody actually whispered in my ear before we started the press conference to announce this closure a few weeks ago, and I used the word, and the word took off. So I can't claim credit for the ingenuity, but I did make it famous, as did every media outlet in the country.
There were others, but that was the best one. Carmageddon was certainly the best. I'm a radio guy, and so I know that we covered it with my radio stations, but the fallout seemed to be less so than we thought it was. What kind of lessons have we learned from this?
Well, when I uttered the word Carmageddon, I said the following. I said they call it Carmageddon, but our objective is to avoid Carmageddon, and that's what we asked the people of L.A. County to do, especially the people traveling in the 405 corridor. We asked people to stay home. We asked people to stay out of their cars, but if they had to get in their cars, to stay away from the 405 corridor and the freeways and the roads that lead to it. And people heeded our advice, and the reason it turned out to be a non-event is because everybody did their part. L.A. motorists rose to the occasion and did what they had to do, and we're going to have to do this again in about 10 months. So I don't want people to think that that this is some kind of a fraud that was perpetrated on the people. It wasn't. When you have a freeway that carries 500,000 people a weekend, and the streets around it don't have the capacity to absorb 500,000 cars, only a reduction in the number of vehicles on the road can make happen what happened, and that can only happen because people took our advice and stayed home. So we hope that next time around people will do the same thing they did this year. People loved it. People who lived in the area loved it. People found out all over L.A. County that staying home is not the worst thing in the world on a weekend. There are a lot of stores and restaurants and movie theaters and parks and open spaces to explore in their own neighborhoods, and a lot of people did that. This is one of those rare events for a politician where there was absolutely no negative comment about it. Everybody praised the outcome and loved it. As I said to somebody, if I discover a cure for cancer tomorrow, people will say, "What took you so long?" 15% of the people will say, "What took you so long?" In this case, everybody loved it, and it was a great experience. It was really one huge countywide block party in a way.
It really was. I think it was a success. The awareness was out and everything like that, but not in relation to Carmageddon. How can the community help the County Board of Supervisors to get some of the projects you're working on taken care of?
Well, people need to get involved in their own communities. You start in your own neighborhood. You engage your local neighborhood councils or your local city council or your board of supervisors. Whatever issue, you can't get involved in every issue. It's almost impossible. But pick an issue as a resident of the community, as a citizen of the community. Pick an issue that you care about, and become indispensable to that issue. Get to know the people, the decision makers, the staffs of government, the staffs of the nonprofits in the community. Get to know the elected officials, and become a constructive player in what goes on Whether it's filling potholes, whether it's trimming trees, whether it's building a new park, building a new gymnasium, as we did here many years ago at Poinsettia Park. There are a lot of things that people can do, but it starts with the individual citizen. This is a society that operates from the ground up.
And if I wanted to do that and pick an issue and do as you suggest, how would I do that? Where would I find that information?
Well, what do you care about? What's important to you?
There are plenty of different things I care about, but really for anyone who wants to find what an issue is, maybe there's a website or a publication or something like that.
Let me give you an example. The county has a website, www.lacounty.gov. The city has a website. If you care about homelessness, there are people who work on homelessness. There are neighborhood organizations, community-based organizations that work on homelessness. Get involved with them. If you care about mental health, work on that. If you care about traffic and transportation, get involved in the myriad of organizations, or the MTA, Metro, which also has a website. There are a lot of ways to get involved, and it's up to you to figure out what you want to get involved in, not up to us to tell you what to get involved in. So I ask you not rhetorically, I ask you, what do you care about? What bugs you? What do you think could be improved? How do you think this community could be improved? And then roll up your sleeves, put on a pair of tennis shoes, and volunteer to do something about it. You'll figure it out.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time.
Pleasure.
Have a good day here at National Night Out. I'm Brad Nolan for the 4th Annual National Night Out.